program. Now, I've seen more people joining our session so far. We will run one more round of introduction on the program. For now, like I've said to all of you all, what I need you guys to do, go to cisco.com. Once you are in cisco.com website, you can log in here or register yourself as an account. Register yourself an account and log in cisco.com website. You see here, you can put in your username, your email account. Sign in. Once you have signed in under cisco.com website, then it gives you a single sign-on option for you to explore into the programs as well. Now, next, I want you to go to CCNA Cisco U. First, once you have registered in cisco.com, you have an account. Now you go to CCNA Cisco U. There you go. You can see Cisco U. Open this up. Next, look at this. Cisco Learning Network. learningnetwork.cisco.com. Open this up. skillsforall.com. skillsforall.com. Yeah. All right. Here, open this up. So now I have given you 3-4 links to access materials on CCNA. Not to forget YouTube. I'm going to come to YouTube in a short while. So I presume that you wanted to empower yourself with the knowledge on Cisco, CCNA, right? So number one, make sure you are registered with Cisco website. Here, we're going to explore more Cisco certification and other training options available. Products, contents, webcast, that is for your up-to-date keeping your information. Now, Skills for All, this is another portal by Cisco. So I highly recommend you guys to register for this portal as well with your account. You can just use your Google account to register yourself over here. Okay, once you are in, all right. What do you have here? For those of you guys beginning to start with CCNA, I highly recommend for you to go and pick up the programs over here. There are a lot of learning programs for networking basics. As you finish these, you would be awarded with the digital badge. So please don't go and click on these to gain more knowledge on CCNA. As you can see on the left-hand side, fundamentals of networking. There you go. You are given over here. So I hope in the next 5 days, you complete this networking basic. Very easy. For those of you guys from IT background, should not have any difficulty. For those of you guys from non-IT background, never mind, you also can try. Go 1-2 rounds. By second round, you should be able to clear this and you get a digital badge. All right. See, before you get certified in CCNA, I know many of you guys have also asked me, sir, will I get a certification by Cisco for the CCNA? That you have to take Cisco exam, $300 US. It's a 2.5 hours exam, 90 questions. You have to make sure you get about 85% passing rate to get yourself certified. Many of our candidates have passed that. So I welcome you guys to give a try. But before you go for that exam, get yourself with all these informations collected. So here, what I can show you in Skills for All. Number one, I've just showed you networking basics program. But actually, you can see there are more programs here under the learning catalog. Take any of these courses, cyber threat management, endpoint security, introduction to cybersecurity, introduction to data science, networking basics. There are also some other programs which are focused mainly on like cybersecurity alone. All right, networking alone. I hope you guys can hear me. And if you are unable to hear me, please do send in the WhatsApp. Operating systems and IT. A new module, AI and data science. Of course, programming, digital literacy, practice and professionals. Other micro credential certifications are freely available for you guys. Guys, this is free. You don't have to pay for this. I understand many of you guys want to save up lots of money. So make sure you take up these courses and these programs on your own time. All right. I've shared with you the link in Cisco itself. Two places. One is on the Cisco website. Here, under the Cisco website, you go to learn. Then you can go certification. Then you can look at browse all certification. And look for CCNA. Currently, Cisco is offering CCT and CCNA programs. So you might want to consider the other tracks as well, like CyberOps, DevNet, CCNP for those more experienced. And you can see here the other certification programs. We are looking at CCNA. So on the CCNA, you can see here, what do you have to study? All right, that's the most important, right? Look at this, exams and training. So as for the CCNA, exam code 200-301 version 1.0 is the current exam, $300 US. It's about 2 hours of exam. So for those of you guys who wants to know more about the CCNA exam itself, click on the view CCNA exam. Here you can look at the modules. If you look at it, Cisco CCNA from those days to now is almost the same. Fundamental first, then you learn about network connection, then you learn about IP addressing, routing, switching. These are all IP connectivity, IP services, you see. And then you also learn about, at the current CCNA module, you learn security fundamentals, automation and programmability. Now, to know more in detail, click on the review exam topics. You can see the detailed exam courses that you need to know for the current exam. Okay, subscribe. So, all right. So here, if you notice, it's divided into 6 days or 6 modules. That is what we have given you into 5 days, 12 modules. Each of them will be conducted for 2 hours, 2 days. All right. So next, ini belum cukup lagi. I have not seen the detailed exam topics. So download complete list of CCNA exam topics. You can also download the exam topic study plan. Cisco is being very generous, like giving you a study plan, give you the entire material. I have not finished yet, yeah. I'm going to show you more. Hold on a moment, yeah. All right, here I can see my course outline. So basically, what you're going to learn in this module, if you ask me, module 1, fundamentals. So you have to know about routers, switches, endpoint servers, power Ethernet devices, and then you need to know about the 2-tier architecture, 3-tier architecture, the current spine leaf VXLAN architecture. What are these? You must understand them. You must know the fundamentals. When small office, these are all theory. Small office, home office, on-premise and cloud. And then we look at the mediums that we use to connect these offices and these devices. You have fiber cable, you have your UTP cable. Those days, we used to have a coaxial cable. So this is all on the module 1. And you also understand about IP version 4, IP version 6. How do they design? How is it designed? In IPv4, you see you have what? You have unicast, multicast, broadcast. You go to IPv6, oh, no broadcast, oh, only any cast. So you have to understand the differences between the unicast, anycast, and multicast. All right. That's on the fundamentals on module 1. Of course, we also need to understand and look at a little bit onto the switch and also the switch behavior, MAC learning, aging, frame switching, frame flooding, MAC address table. These are all the components that is involved in a switch layer, layer 2. Once you have completed layer 2, we go into the network layer. Network layer is where we look at VLAN. So you're going to configure VLAN. There's also CDP and LLDP. These are protocols similar like SNMP. I'm not going to go into individual protocols and explain because you know what? There's going to be a cramped up 2-hour session. So within these 2 hours, we're going to complete all these things practically as well. So I'm just showing you now. So you have an understanding of what we're going to look at today itself. So we're going to look at switching. We're going to look at routing. We're going to look at IP addressing. 3 components. So these are all subsections of your protocol. IP connectivity, IP services, and you look into this. You look into the security fundamentals and automation and programmability. Now, basically, yes, this is our full CCNA outline. Now, for those of you guys who are going to be taking the exam, I do highly recommend you guys to, basically go through this. There's also a study tool or study step that CCNA, Cisco have provided. Download this. Click on this. Have you completed all these exercises? Do you understand all these terminologies? Okay, the exam, I'm telling you, is going to be damn tough. There are a lot of failure rates. Many candidates go in for the exam and unfortunately, they may not get through. Now, that's because you got to do enough homework. You got to do enough preparation. That's when the exam will be easier. So for that, you have study resources at the end of this document. So go to these. You have the exam review tool, learning lab, study material, preparation bundles. Yeah, so and so and so. All right. Thank you so much for Cisco. This is what has been given by Cisco to us. Cisco U, skills for all. There's actually one more, which is the learning network cisco.com. You come here again, log in. So I'm giving you everything that is available, guys.
Sir, can you share the link after this?
These links are, I will share the video. Basically, it's all on the Google, guys. What did I give you? Again, remember this, google.com, CCNA. You type CCNA. Number 1, Cisco CCNA certification. This is cisco.com. Number 2, learningnetwork.cisco.com. Number 3, NetAcat. This one also I want you to join. All right. These are all Cisco resources. I'm not talking about the advertisement. All right. I hope you guys can differentiate between the advertisements and the Cisco content. Okay, these are still advertisements. NetAcat. Okay. After the NetAcat, all advertisement lah. Oh my goodness. All right. Not to worry. So what did I told you? Cisco.com. CCNA, Cisco.com. Then CCNA. Skill for all. Then CCNA. Learning network. So all these are Cisco official sites where you can get materials on studying CCNA. Tara cukup ka? Tak tahu lah. All right, I'll give you more. Since these, okay, the problem with these materials, what I've noticed, boring, number one, panjang labor. It's very lengthy. So you might have a difficulty because yalla takes a lot of time, right? So in that case, what I can recommend to you, all right, go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. There are a couple of very famous networking sites in YouTube. I highly recommend. Number one, when it comes to CCNA. There you go. Jeremy's IT Lab, number one on the list. I'm not talking about a sponsored one, huh? Jeremy's IT Lab. This guy is actually a non-IT guy. He was in Hong Kong for his, he was actually a lecturer. So he picked up networking and CCNA, and he created this entire collection of videos in YouTube for free for any one of you guys who want to master CCNA. All right, that's great news for those of you guys. Okay, that's one. I also like this networking Kid Baker, Network Chuck, David Bombal. Cukup lah. Ini sudah banyak lah. What else you want? Now, I am in the midst of creating my own video. Sorry lah, lambat lah bro. Bukan cepat. I'm doing it for my crowd of people. I'm not doing for the internet. I'm not doing for the global whole world. I'm doing for my students in Malaysian market, our network. So therefore, it's more customized for local environment. Many of the technology and features that we learn in CCNA, the problem is you're going to understand, you're going to look at it that, some of it may not be available in your environment where you work. Why? Well, that's because our environments are different. So here you can see they have given pretty lengthy lectures on CCNA. The problem is, sumpah, I also have not finished going through all of these. Banyak lah. I wish you all the best. Okay, so those of you guys who can go through this whole videos in one round, I've given you a couple, not only Jeremy. Remember David Bombal? Even David Bombal is pretty good. I mean, if you can get either one of these guys also, I think should be good already. But there's always no harm in looking at the others. There's one more guy, Neil. Neil.
Thank you, Donna, because it's always a concern that an exam is released.
Okay, this is on the CCNA. Neil. This guy. This is also pretty good. I highly recommend Flagbox Neil as well. I'm not selling any of these products to you guys. I know these guys, they have their own subscriptions, they have their own products, they have their own platform. So please make yourself correct in choosing which one you needed. I'm giving you all the free courses. You see here, free courses. Take lah, free only. What? I'm also giving you free. This is very nice. CCNA Gold Bootcamp. I'm actually a long time supporter of this guy. It's very nice. I know I liked his explanations. Pretty clear. There are CCNA lab guide for you to download. If you go into him, then you can also connect to his Flexbox Teachable. Flexbox Teachable. I believe he has Flexbox Teachable. You need to just search around. I mean, that is for paid customers. Free enough. Cukup lah, banyak sangat free. I already give you YouTube. I already give you Cisco. Lagi mau? Okay, come. Follow me. Let's say you don't have lots of time. You want to take it easy. Follow me, guys. Free CCNA. Sorry. Both in Facebook and in LinkedIn. You can find this page. Free CCNA 2023 by Kamalsk. Join us in Facebook. Here also we will be sharing from time to time our new updates, new programs, and also new offers. So both in Facebook, LinkedIn, cukup lah. Sudah penat lah, banyak kan? So, well, I think I've already shared with you. Cisco sendiri sudah bagi like a mountain. Next, I gave you YouTube, another mountain. Tak cukup lagi, tak apa. I give you some more. Facebook, you can join in my free CCNA by Kamal SK. Similarly, you can also join free CCNA. We started this initiative from last year. We wanted to train about 1,000 people in Cisco. So far last year, we trained about 700. This year, we are targeting another 700. We are targeting about 2,000 people. So no worries. You can always join here. So what you can see is I'll be sharing from time to time updates on the CCNA. All right. Half an hour, finish. We have looked at what is CCNA. We have looked at how this program is going to work. We have looked at the contents for you to study. Now, I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes of break, and then we're going to continue. But we're going to come back. We're going to look at the fundamentals of networking by Cisco itself. Briefly, very quickly, before we look at today's lab on using Cisco Packet Tracer. So just now I showed you the Cisco Skills for All, Cisco U. That is where I want you guys to get the packet tracer so you can practice on the labs. Okay, what is CCNA? What is Cisco? Yeah. For those of you guys who are not from networking background, let me tell you, this is how you manage network. You configure network. You program your network. You monitor your network. You design your network. You troubleshoot your network. So this CCNA gives you the fundamental knowledge of that. However, the technology out there are so many different types. So I'm going to give you the one that is basically mainly focused on Cisco base, but you can always look at the others. So I give you guys 5 minutes of break, guys. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes time. Now 6:32. We'll resume at 6:37.
ChargeBee powers the recurring revenue models of over 6,500 subscription businesses across multiple
All right, guys, it's okay. For those of you guys who are unable to get access, if you have any of your friends, not to worry, tomorrow we can continue. All right, let's look at the introduction to TCP/IP networking. This is the fundamentals of TCP/IP, fundamentals of CCNA. So when you look at this, you learn about TCP/IP model, you learn about the enterprise network, how it evolved from those days IBM to today TCP/IP. And today we are into TCP/IP version 6 some more. And then if you look at the older version of TCP/IP, also got 2 versions. And inside got a lot of different protocols. And they do make connection with one another, allow you to make web connection using HTTP or any other connections. All right. All these are part of what you do in your network, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a simple network like this. And then we're going to try to configure them. All right. Let's understand this. So for this, you must become familiar with Cisco command line. Very easy one. Don't tell me it's difficult. It's more like an English language, not like other networking protocol language like NetSH from Microsoft or Junos from Juniper or even other programs in using Python. Difficult. Cisco, very easy. Got 6 million commands for you to learn. But don't worry. Once you learn the 60 command, all the other commands you taula macam mana mau buat, you will go along with it. Okay. So of course, in the first module later on, we're going to look at routing. We're going to look at packets. We're going to look at the layers. Okay, each layer got some definition. So you must know application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. Biasalah, all these you must know. And then you must also understand the application of these layers against the devices. Like in which layer does my firewall operate? In which layer does my data link cable, LAN switches operate? Routers operate. So you must know the differences. Layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. The most important, layer 2 switch. There, layer 2 switch. Layer 3, router. This is the most important. The one at the bottom, cable. The one on top is software later. So we're going to look at more of Cisco's technologies. And then how does the packet encapsulation work? These are all what you learn in module 1. Okay, I'm going to just briefly bring you along. I'm not going to go very detailed on the slides. So this shouldn't be very heavy. I know there are about 20 over slides, but don't worry. I'll try to make it as quickly as possible for you. Now on the module 2, we're going to look at the fundamentals of LAN. That means how do I connect computers, switches, and routers. You see here, when I connect computer and the switches, the computers can talk to each other. What about the router? The router is the connection that provides internet to the local network. That is what a network is all about. So we are going to see this. But in an enterprise environment, you're going to have multiple routers, multiple switches, multiple network nodes. So we have more to configure. So we're going to see a much more complex environment with wireless access points, with multi-layer environment, with different types of cable, with the different length of cable connections between the locations. So you must know, if I'm going to pull a cable from my server A to server B within one building, how far? Let's say 50 meter. Use the network cable. 100 meter network cable, 150 meter, surrender. 150 meter and above network cable cannot work. So you need to probably put a repeater, or you might want to go into fiber. Fiber can go above 100 meter, can go comfortably about couple of kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer fiber cable. Not only 2 kilometer. I'm talking about fiber got 2 types, single mode, multi-mode. The multi-mode is between the building, can go, 1 kilometer, you only get about maybe, also multi-mode cables, I've seen 5 meter, 10 meter, 15 meter, rack to rack, rack to rack. The moment you want to connect a long distance, like, not 200 meter, but a kilometer and above, then you go for fiber. So this fiber is known as single mode fiber cable. The distance, not 1 kilometer, 200 kilometer. There is even 2000 kilometer from one point to another point, but very rare, very expensive. Average in market, you get 50 to 100 kilometer only. The moment you extend more than 100 kilometer, the cost is very high. Now, when I talk to you about this cable, okay, later I want to show you a little bit on this. You can go to Google, Transoceanic cable map. Okay, transoceanic submarine cable map. Submarine cable map. There you go. Here you can see the whole world where internet cables are connected from America to the Europe. So this is like, okay lah, this is about, I think it's about 10,000 kilometers to 20,000 kilometer distance. Then you have from America to South America. That's also about, I think easily can go about 20,000 kilometer. Then you have the one that goes around Africa, but point to point, not so long. The lengthiest one is from China all the way across to US on this side, or from Australia all the way across to US. These are the lengthiest cables. As far as I know, 35,000 kilometers. Gila bhai, 35,000 kilometers. These are submarine cables, guys. Of course, in Malaysia, okay, if I look at Malaysia, mana Malaysia? Oh, mana susah mau tengok. There you go, we are here. So in Malaysia, previously we had a very limited connection points, but now not bad lah. On the northern side, remember we have here near Langkawi, near the jetty. Then on the right hand side, northern side, we don't have anything but except here Kuantan, very famous. Left hand side, Penang. Come down to Port Dickson, Malacca, Klang, Malacca, and then JB. On the right hand side, you have Mersing, and then you have these Kuantan, Mersing. I think this one. Kuala Rompin, Mersing, Kuala Sedili. These are the points in Malaysia. So, for those of you guys, nak faham dekat Malaysia kita keluar ikut mana? Internet. Inilah. Mainly, if you notice, we are going to be going out dekat bawah from Singapore to everywhere else. Singapore becomes our gateway lah. And then from northern side, kita ada dekat Thailand border. Sabah, Sarawak, they have to come back to Semenanjung before they go out to the world. They do not have a direct connection so far, even though the cable, if you look at it, now I think they do have installed some cable. So this is Malaysia. So you can see from Malaysia, where are we connecting? Okay. So that's on the submarine cable. So you can imagine those cables, thousands of kilometers, they want to lay, it's not easy. They had to make sure they had to go through these cables. All right, so let's move on. Fiber cable, RJ45, you have seen all these devices. Network cable, switches. Today, many of us are working on kind of Cat6 cable or 6G from 5G. So you would see a lot of this SFP converter from coaxial or electrical to optical. And then you also would see these model of switches in some environments that supports up to 10 gigabits per second speed. Yalah, Malaysia kita belum lagi 10 gig fully, right? 5G here and there. Okay lah. but you have to wait a little longer. Okay, then you move on into the cable, the Ethernet cable, very important. This cable, you must know how to connect. Crossover cable, the difference between connecting similar devices, switch and switch, computer and computer like that, or the straight cable, which allows you to connect between the switch and the end devices. So these are the two types of cables. Of course, you have third one, which is a rollover cable. That is for console in Ethernet. If I look at a fiber optic, this is how a fiber optic looks like. Inside, that's how a fiber optic travels. The difference between multi-mode and single mode. See, single mode straight line can go longer distance. Multi-mode are bend and bend and bend, so cannot go very far. So that is the difference. One uses LED, one uses laser. So that is also differences between them. So when I connect these cables, remember the distances. There are some which can go a few hundred meters, some can go kilometer. Usually less than a kilometer multi-mode, mm. More than a kilometer, SM, single mode. Again, of course, there is differences between them. Please explore them. All right. Now we have seen many part of the fundamentals of networking. All these contents are inside. We will teach in CCNA class for you guys. But here, I'm going a little fast. The first 1 hour going to be all the theory to cover today. And then we're going to go into the router configuration in the second hour. So 2 hours, please hold on with me. Now, if I look at the third module where we're going to look at the fundamentals of WAN, okay, of course, you have to understand about your lease lines. Lease line is your ADSL, your Unify. Those are lease lines. Those are basically what are known as your connections. Of course, for corporate environment, they pay more higher. It's not cheap. So when I say they pay more higher, very high law, not just high, very high. So these can be as costly as ringgit for setup, few thousand ringgit per month for your network lease line. Of course, you also have many different types of lease lines. Explore them based on your environment. Okay, those are the fundamentals of networking. Okay, now I'm not going to go into these because it's not a full CCNA program. So you have seen where we are heading to. Of course, the next one is basically the command lines in Cisco CCNA. So for this command lines, of course, you must become familiar dengan command Cisco lah. To manage Cisco router, switches semua, kita ada command line. Some people ask me, tak boleh ke pakai GUI? Boleh. Boleh juga. Command line pun boleh. Browser pun boleh. Tapi sometimes some tempat browser tak berfungsi. So you have to depend on command line. So suka tak suka, you have to learn this command line. Command line means what you know? Directly access a router or a switch. I tak payah pakai internet ke atau another network directly. So how do I connect? I connect pakai serial cable. Rollover cable. This cable ni you connect dekat tempat macam ni, dekat switch ni. Tempat dipanggil console. So when I connect to console from my computer, I dah boleh talk to the device. This is the terminal. So when I talk to the device, I boleh configure the device. I boleh telnet, I boleh SSH, I boleh You see, now you are inside the command line. So I'm going to introduce to you some of these commands today. So you become familiar. Cisco command line, nampak je pelik, nampak je difficult, but after a couple of rounds, you would become familiar. So, all right. Now we have looked at so far pretty much a lot of things. I'm going to go into configuring the Ethernet LAN switching. Apa erti configuring Cisco LAN switch? Analyzing Ethernet LAN switching. Okay, So for this, okay, what we're gonna look at something like this lah. Macam a big network. Then we're going to look at the packet. We're going to look at where the packet is coming, where it is going. This is a question many fresh graduates also having a difficulty to understand. You know. They feel like, oh, network is something that happens by magic. No, it's engineering which has been programmed. Every device has a physical MAC address. Every device learn the MAC address and they produce a forwarding table based on that. So I hope you guys will be able to look into this practically in a short while. This session is going to be practical session. So I'm going to show you Cisco commands, all these commands in our lab. All right. So we have so far come up to analyzing Ethernet LAN switches. Briefly, okay, now we get next. After that, we're going to go into configuring basic switch management, which is what the configuration is all about. So here I'm going to talk about when I go into the switch, I'm not going in as a normal user, but I'm going in as a administrator, enable user. So then I can have like, passwords. I can have like usernames. I can have authentication done by locally or from a server. I can have, SSH connections. I can have multiple default gateways, or I can have static IP, dynamic IP, DHCP IP, all these commands. Banyak. Cukup lah. I've shown you quite a number of things so far on CCNA. See, basically, if you come for the class, yalah, that's what you're also going to learn. Okay, just now I showed you what I showed you earlier. Okay, let's go one at a time. Let me recap. Number one, first I showed you Cisco.com, login. Okay, here. Second, I showed you skills for all from Cisco.com for you to get free digital badge. All right. Those of you guys who want free certificate, these are all free, valid, highly valid. Not by anybody, but by Cisco. Saya bagi pun saya tak respect. Sorry bang, ini Cisco bagi. Then you have also universitycisco.com. Here also, again, you have materials for you to learn on CCNA. Join, all these free. Some of these are, like you see, your first switching show command for CCNA. Free. Boleh lah, belajar lah. Bukan mau belajar. Join Cisco U free. You must log in first. Okay, come down. Contents you mark. So if I want to see some other content like just now, okay, probably. Well, of course, some of them are subscription plans. Kalau subscription, sorry lah bang. You need to have subscription lah. But you can always get all the other free ones. This is from Cisco, $800. Mati kau. Ambil free punya saja. Saya tamu. I'm not introducing you guys to buy anything. Pandai-pandai lah kawan-kawan. These are other tutorials. This all from Cisco U. First I show you Cisco.com. Then I show you Cisco skills for all. Here also got many. Then I show you Cisco U, Cisco University. Then I show you Learning Network, Cisco.com. Here also got material. You tak puas hati, pergilah cari. Sini ada banyak video webinars on CCNA. Study resources on CCNA. Past programs, tapi banyak sangat lah. This is the outline. And then this is the study guide or tool for you to prep yourself for the exam. Lepas tu, I showed you where YouTube. Okay, in YouTube,
Sir,
well, I
sorry,
like
sir.
this guy,
Ni
Flagbox.
the Cisco Skills for All kan? Sekarang
Uh-huh.
ni macam nak attend for the certification
Skills for all. Okay, this one is digital badge, So you just
Oh,
cari any program, then you subscribe, then you complete the process. You get the digital certificates. Macam ni dalam LinkedIn pun ada, dalam Microsoft pun ada, Google, everywhere adalah nowadays kan. So this is for those of you guys who are beginning in networking. Belum lagi start kan? Start yourself over here. Make sure you complete all these things. Not the entrepreneur. Ambil lah bahagian networking. Alright, so I showed you all this. Next, I show you on YouTube. YouTube, biasalah, my favorite. Abang Neil. This guy is nice. I also like David Bombal. This guy at the bottom. Chuck. Jeremy IT. There's also one more Chuck. Boleh lah. So whichever that suits yourself. Okay, that's for your first hour session. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you 5 minutes of break time, and then we're going to continue back. This time we're going to look at Cisco Packet Tracer. Now, how to get
okay.
Cisco Packet Tracer?
The slide will be shared.
Sorry?
The slide you will share to us.
This video will be shared. I'm recording.
The slideshow no.
The slide also, the slide, okay guys. For those of you guys yang belum dapat lagi slide access ke, you guys in the Telegram group, click on the Telegram group. Dalam message yang dihantar tu kan, ada Telegram group.
Okay.
The Telegram group tu, kejap. Windows dah gila. Type search tak mau jalan. Neman. Hold on a moment, Jam. Okay, if you look at the WhatsApp, the message that has been emailed, that has been sent to all of you all. Ayyo. I'm sorry, guys. Okay lah, nantilah. Kita break for 5 minutes. We will continue in 5 minutes with the labs. Okay. So until then, take a break for 5 minutes. I'll share with you the link where you can get the slides. So you can join this Telegram group, right? The Telegram group, it's also in the message email that they have sent to you. CCNA 2024 NTW Aksara. So that if you join, Dalam tu, you scroll up, you will see all the slides. Okay. Slide, video, ebook, our previous recording, semua ada. The current one, nanti saya akan upload juga. You can always join in from your Telegram group. Telegram elok lah, WhatsApp pun ada juga. Tapi WhatsApp kan, if you join, you cannot see the previous message. Yo, this is what the Telegram group is all about. Okay, so once you join, there you go. People are joining, I believe. So you scroll up, go all the way up. You nak tahu CCNA material kan? Ada bagi slide dekat sini satu. Notes for you. Study notes, exam question. Tak cukup? Naik atas lagi. Atas lagi. Atas lagi. Ini semua yang tadi slide yang saya tunjuk semua. Okay, all the slide. Ada 29 slide. Semua ada dekat sini. Then some packet tracer labs. Kita ada some other links where you can get CCNA material notes. Semua ada lah. Pergilah cari. Download from there, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes of break. We're going to continue at 7:10. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in 10 minutes time. 5 minutes time. 7:10. Sorry. Okay, guys, everybody back in session. I hope everyone is back in session. Let's start with Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay. Now, where do I get Cisco Packet Tracer? Where do you get Cisco Packet Tracer? Remember the link I gave you just now. Skills for all. Come here. Right? Explore Packet Tracer. Cisco Packet Tracer. Right? You can explore how to use Cisco Packet Tracer and download Cisco Packet Tracer from here. Register, go down, follow this, enroll in our course, download the latest version of the Packet Tracer. Then you can also do some labs here. Okay, I assume you have already done all of those things. So kalau sudah, then we're going to go into Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, there you go. This is Cisco Packet Tracer. Once you are in, you can log in. You can log in using Cisco for all. We'll take you to the Cisco page. Login la. Okay, once you have logged in, now you can start using Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, guys, this is the most important thing. What we're going to do, we're going to set up a new network. I'm going to show you how to create a network in 1 minute. I'm going to create a router. Can you see on the left-hand side here? See, this is the menu, like a Microsoft Word. On top, you have a new, open your old configuration file, save your file, print your file, look at the network info, blah, 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 all of those things. And at the bottom, you can see here all the devices that you can connect. So from the top, I can see network device, end device, component, connection, other miscellaneous, multi-user connections, and so forth. We're going to look at the connection network devices. And you're going to look at the router at the bottom. Select a router, bring it up. Select 2 routers. All right. So we have 2 routers. And then we're going to bring a switch. Switch. All right. Let's pick up a switch on the left. 2 switches and 2 switches on the left. Okay. So to make it closer, easier for us to see, I'm bringing it a little nearer. Okay. Now, what I've done is I've brought in all my devices together. But I've not put in any of my end devices. So first, let's connect these together. On the left or at the bottom, first what we have done, we have selected the network devices, the routers and the switches. I'm not going to go into the other components. Do not worry. Hub, wireless, security, WAN later next time. Okay, for now, routers and switches. Next, at the end devices, I'm going to connect my laptop. So I'm going to have 1 laptop over here, another laptop over here. I'm going to have a server over here. I'm going to have another PC over here. So all these are the same. Let's connect them. So how do I connect? This icon on the center. Now, what is this icon? This is a connection icon. You must be clear. In order for me to connect router to router, what I use I use a serial connection. If I have a serial port. Here, I don't have a serial port. If I don't have a serial port, serial won't work. Then you must use router to router cross cable. So pick up gigabit port and then gigabit port on the other router. So now we have connected both of these routers using a gigabit connection. You can connect using gigabit, you can connect using ISDN, frame relay, you can connect using serial, E1, T1, fiber, optical, wireless, radio wave, microwave, 5G, 3G, whatever. As long as your card or the device, like in my case, if I look at my router, what I have is this one. I have slots available. These are slot, tapi kosong. But what I have is 2 Ethernet gigabit ports over here. And then I have my console connections over here. That's it. Nothing more. Very simple. Very basic Cisco router. So that's why without a serial connection, you connect lah pakai you punya apa yang ada. Alright, I'm going to maintain as simple as possible. So when you try to do this thing on your own, it will succeed. Okay. Next, I'm going to connect the router and the switch. Router and the switch, you pakai straight cable. So gigabit, switch, gigabit. And then from this switch, I'm going to gigabit, this switch, gigabit. So you can see how I'm connecting. Like that. Similar on the right hand side. I connect my gigabit, pergi switch, gigabit. Then I connect one more gigabit cable from this point to this. Actually, this must be a cross cable. So ini salah. Sudah salah, kita buang. Just like that. Press this, buang. What we need to do, switch to switch must be cross cable. Alright, gigabit to gigabit. Similar, one more cross cable, gigabit to gigabit. And then I'm going to connect the laptops to the switches. Now laptop, pakai straight cable. Go to fast Ethernet. Laptop, pakai straight cable. Go to fast Ethernet. So very easy. Fast Ethernet. Very easy, isn't it? Boleh buat sendiri? Cubalah kawan-kawan. I know this is a fast track. This is a bullet track. I have configured my network within 5 minutes. Tapi, pandai-pandai lah. Kena choose the right cable. You got to make sure all the interfaces are up and running. Kalau you tengok, biasanya dekat switch connect kepada device semua up. Router saja tak up because router is where we need to configure. So today I'm going to show you how are we going to configure a device in a Cisco environment. We're going to configure the router, the switches. This is already a little, I can say, complex environment, but don't worry, we will follow along. So I'm going to have now one network on the left, this network. And then I'm going to have another network on the right. Okay. This is over here. So you can understand now, I had a dual network. Actually, kawan-kawan, I had a 3 network. If you pay attention carefully, there is one more network over here. Between router A and router B, router 0 and router 1. Between these, I ada satu network. Inside here, I ada satu network sebelah kiri, satu network sebelah kanan. So if you want to compare this in your real environment, building A, building B, bilik A, bilik B, VLAN A, VLAN B, network A, network B, segment A, segment B, like that lah. However you want to call it, tengok, you pakai Cisco, you pakai Juniper, you pakai what product? Based on their product is where it defines. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give an IP address. So to give an IP address, I use this button. Tengah-tengah sini, In between the router, I'm going to use IP 200.0.0.0 subnet /24 subnet. You must become familiar with all these commands. Sebelah kanan, I'm going to use network 10.0.0.0 subnet /24. Sebelah kiri, I'm going to use 20.0.0.0/24 subnet. Boleh faham ke? Saya ada how many network? 3 network. One in the middle, one on the left, one on the right. The middle is 200 subnet. The left is 10 subnet. The right is 20 subnet. As such, you bagilah IP accordingly. Kalau you tanya saya, I will put the router interface 1 number. And then the computer 02, computer 1, 3. Switch, tak payah bagi IP. Sebelah kanan, same thing. Server, I bagi IP. PC, I bagi IP. Router, I bagi IP. So,
So,
how do I
/24 tu
configure
apa,
IP?
Syah? /24 tu apa?
Sorry?
/24.
Slide 24.
Apa maksud dia?
/24. Subnet mask. Okay. Let's see yang ni bahagian ni kan. See this program is a fast track. So I cepatlah sikit kan. So if you do not understand any particular component, tolong tanya. No problem bang. See kalau you look at your IP address. Open network connection. Network and sharing center. Then you look at your network card itself. Macam ni, network card. Look at the properties. Sampailah kepada alamat kita, IP address kita, dekat TCP/IP version 4. Bawah ni. So if I look at the properties of this, I nampak I ada column untuk letak IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. Apa yang I bagi dekat sini ialah subnet, dia punya IP address dengan subnet mask sahaja. I tak bagi gateway, I tak bagi any other information. Exam sebiji. In your working environment, sebiji. Nobody gonna explain to you /24 is 255.255.255.0. /25 is 255.255.255 is 128. No, nobody gonna tell you. That is what we're gonna learn in our class. Sorry, So for now, what I'm gonna show you is how to configure this. So sekarang ni dah faham 24 ni ialah
255.
/24 is equals to 255.255.255.0. Similarly, kalau /25, 255.255.255, dia tak akan berubah, yang last kali berubah. Kalau /26, 255.255.255.192. Kenapa nombor di belakang dia macam tu? Okay, that one, ada lagi ni. I belum habis lagi. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sama lah, you pergi balik kepada 16, 16, 17 sampai 23. 8 sampai 15. All this is your IP subnetting. Nanti kita belajar kemudian. Sekarang ni saya nak tunjuk you macam mana kita nak configure the router. So, I dah tahu dah IP sekarang sebelah kiri, sebelah kanan. Go to the router first. Always go to the router. Okay. I'm going to show you how we configure router. Many people tak pernah configure router. Command line kan? Macam ni lah dia punya command line rupa. Of course, when you open command line, you mungkin dapat jenis macam ni tau. Mana? Buka router. Sorry saya pun dah keliru sikit lah. Patutnya kita ada lagi satu menu yang bawa kita pergi desktop. Mana dia? Oh, dekat laptop. Okay. Yang ni. Server tak ada. If at all, katakan you connect to your router atau switch kan. Macam mana you connect? You akan pakai terminal ni. Dia macam ni. Dia black color, black and white macam ni. Tak adalah nampak apa-apa. Nampak command line saja. Hello. Hi. Ini yang sebenar-benarnya. How do I connect to my routers and switches? However, okay, now I'm going to connect to you using command line. Samalah. Cuma dia beza sikit, dia sudah built-in dalam sistem. So if in a real environment, kita akan connect pakai hyperterminal. Hyperterminal contohnya. Hyperterminal contohnya putih. Putih. Apa you panggil? Xterm. Mobiterm. Mobi Xterm. Macam-macam nama kan? So this putih, where are you? Putih. Putih ada. Mana putih? There you go, putih. Okay. So kalau I buka putih, pati, nak panggil dia putih ke, pati ke, whatever. It's actually a terminal. So you can actually connect to your, ini pakai IP 10.0.0.1 contohnya. Dalam SSH ataupun kita nak pakai telnet ataupun kita nak pakai serial. Serial ni pakai COM port direct console. So ada banyak cara lah. Macam mana pun you akan dapat menu ni juga. Once you dah connect. So now I'm going to go into the router. First thing first. Apa yang kita nak tengok? Kita nak tengok router ni punya setup. Show run. Command dia. Nak tahu dia punya configuration. Show run. Bila I show run, apa yang dapat? Dapatlah interface yang I ada dalam router ni. I see I ada gigabit 000, 001, 002. Lagi? Itu saja. Tak ada apa-apa lagi. It's a basic router. Obviously, we need to configure this guy. Okay. So what I want to configure, I'm going to configure on the left interface. You must know how to read the interface. So kalau I tengok ini gigabit 001. Okay. Enter. Config T. Interface gigabit 0/0/1. I told you apa nak pakai IP. IP address 10.0.0.1. Subnet mask /24 255.255.255.0. Itu saja. Enter. Dah bagi IP. Kena bangunkan interface. No shut. Enable the interface. Now you can see dia sudah jadi warna hijau. Similarly, you will have to do on the right hand side. On the right hand side, okay, let's just see. Interface GI 0/0/0. Kan? Dah sebelah kanan ni. I nampak ada 000. So I go to 000, IP address 200.0.0.1, 255.255.255.0, no shut. Dah, interface dah up sebelah kiri. Tapi tengok, masih merah. That is because, as per the law, right hand side router also must be configured. So I'm going to go into the right hand side, command line, enter, enable, enter, config T, enter, interface GI 0/0/. Kita nak masuk which one? 0/0/0. Alright. Enter. Now bagi IP address. IP address dia ialah 200.0.0.2 kan? Sebab sana satu, sini pakai dua. Alright. 255.255.255.0. Watch out now. When I issue the command no shut, you will see this red color thing becomes green. Let's see. No shut. No shutdown. No shut means no shut. Dah. Immediate dah jadi warna green. Tapi sebelah kanan ni belum lagi kan? Okay, let's go GI001. So how do I go to interface GI001? Router 1. Router 1. Okay. Interface 001. Let's tengok sikit. Okay. Boleh tengok kan? Okay. Enter. Enable. Enter. Config T. Jadi, I nak configure GI001 ni. Sebelah kanan. So, go interface GI0/0/1. Okay. IP address. Okay. IP address ni sebelah kanan ni 20. So 20.001 255.255.255.0 no shut. Boom. Dah hijau. Can you see? So basically I dah configure habis router kita. Now I'm going to configure the laptop sebelah kiri dulu. So laptop ni first IP sebelah kiri. 10.001 dah pakai untuk router. 10.002. So go to the laptop, IP configuration. Kalau laptop dia punya configuration pakai menu yang ini. 10.002. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway 10.001. Always 10.001. Sebab apa? Sebelah kanan. This guy is the gateway. Samalah untuk laptop 1. Laptop 1 pula sekarang. Desktop IP. Apa IP nak pakai? 10.001 tak boleh, 2 tak boleh, 3. 255.255.255.0. Okay, subnet mask. Then my default gateway 10.001. I understand some of you might be wondering, kenapa pakai 255.255? Kenapa kena ada subnet mask? Ini style lama. Dulu kita configure pakai subnet mask sebab kita nak limit berapa ramai user dalam satu group. Tapi hari ini tak kisahlah. So on the right hand side, I go to server. This should be 20.002, right? So go to desktop IP configuration 20.002. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway 20.001. Alright, I dah configure the server. Next, I'm going to configure the PC sebelah bawah ni. Very easy, isn't it? Apa susah sangat? Desktop IP 20.003. 255.255.255.0. 20.001. There you go. Basically, the entire network has been configured dalam masa 10 minit. Sudah siap?
Sir, I have one question.
Yep.
For the right hand side, IP20 should be we should use private IP, right? Instead of the public. We should use private IP address instead of public IP.
Yang router macam environment ini, you nak pakai private ke public ke, actually tak kisah bang. Sebab I'm not connecting to internet. But in a real environment, bila kita configure, you wajib pakai private IP dekat dalam ni. Private IP dalam kategori, dalam kelas A kita ada 10. Kalau kelas B you ada 172.16 sampai 31. Kelas C you ada 192.168 XY. Ini saja you boleh pakai sendiri-sendiri, suka-suka main-main dekat mana-mana. Macam sekarang I pakai 200. Tak boleh. 20. Tak boleh. Tak boleh pakai. You boleh pakai 10. You boleh pakai private IPv4 address. Mana itu private IP? Ini sajalah private. 10 sampailah 255. Itu saja. Jadi 1, 2, 3 tak boleh. Sampai 9 tak boleh. 11 ke atas tak boleh. Sampailah 172. Itu pun in 172.16 sampai 172.31 saja. Bukan semua 172. Last, 192.168. Yang ni pula 192.168, 0 sampai 192.168, 255. Kira ada banyaklah dia punya network yang kita bagi share. 3 nombor ini sahaja boleh digunakan if you want to network on your own. Now, sir pakai 200 dengan 20. Well, I buat ni untuk bagi you senang faham. You ingatlah, sebelah kiri 10, sebelah kanan 20, tengah-tengah bagilah mana-mana 100 ke 200 ke. So easier
Okay,
for
sir.
you
Thank
to
you, sir.
understand. Now let's see if the environment is working. I'm going to go to laptop 1, bawah ni. You know what's the IP? 10.0.0.1.2.3. Ini 3. So I go to command prompt. I cuba ping 10.0.0. I'm 3. I kena ping my own self lah. Mesti kena berfungsi. Kalau yang ni reply unreachable, sorry, balik rumah tidur. Yang ni mesti ada reply. Kalau tak dapat reply, that means your network cable tak connect. Your driver tak betul. You punya hardware problem. Bukan isu network. Ini bahagian hardware. Next, kita cuba pula ping neighbor. Daripada sini pergi atas. Oh, boleh. 10.0.0.2. Next, I cuba ping pula kita punya router. Router sebelah kanan kan? Boleh. I dah boleh ping sampai router sebelah kanan. Next, I nak cuba ping sampai sebelah kanan network. So, sebelah kanan ni, I ada 20, right? 20.0.0.1. Okay, let me try to ping 20.0.0.1. This is the challenge. Destination host unreachable. So what it means is you boleh pusing-pusing sebelah kiri atau sebelah kanan. You tak boleh go across. Inilah masalah yang kita nak selesaikan menggunakan routing protocol. Now this is about practical sessions of CCNA. So sorry lah, I takkan turun into spanning tree protocol. I will not be going into individual routing protocol, but we're going to see the practical usage of these protocols in our environment. So, as I said, I'm going to now configure routing protocol in this environment. So far, apa kita dah buat? Kita tak buat apa-apa benda pun. We did only one thing. What I did? I only put IP address for all the devices. I only put the IP address for all the devices. So, every user, they know their IP. Admin dah bagi, dia buatlah sendiri. Now, what I'm going to do is the work of Cisco CCNA. So, what we're going to do, first of all, you kena faham. Okay. I go back to my home network. Okay. First, a few command yang kita kena wajib tahu. Show IP interface brief. Ini command wajib tahu. Jadi, command ni bagi tahu kita apa IP yang I pakai dalam environment saya. For which interface. Nak jalan exam pun command ni cukuplah. Lepas tu, show run. I nak tahu apa configuration dia dah bagi. So, I can see here IP ada configure. IP ada configure. And then, nothing much. Alright. So, sekarang ni, we already know already apa IP yang ada. Tolong mute phone kalau you ada sound background. Okay, sebelah kiri ni kalau kita nak configure, tak ada apa-apa dah configure. Sebelah router je kita nak configure. So, I'm going to go to the router. So, I repeat again the step. You enter into the router. Macam ni kan? Right.
Apa tu? Sini.
Once you are inside, how do I enter? Ayo. Silap. Macam ni mati. Sebelah kanan. Okay, we go sebelah kanan sekarang. Okay, apa yang kita nak configure dekat sini? Router. Enter. Basically, This is what you get when you enter a router. Katakanlah you beli router. Vendor bagi router siap dengan configuration. You dapat router. So I'm going to go into the router. You akan dapat arrow macam ni. Berarti you belum boleh configure. You kena type enable. Ataupun you kena become administrator. So bila you dapat hash macam tu, berarti dia sudah enable. Kalau dia sudah enable macam ni, we can configure. Alright, so first step first, show IP interface brief. I ajar tadi, ini you kena tahu. Sebab apa kita nak configure routing protocol? So which router yang I nak configure sekarang? I'm gonna configure ingat, I'm going to configure this guy. Sebelah kiri ni. Alright. So, IP semua sudah ada. Kita nak configure routing protocol saja. Alright. Enter. First command, show IP interface brief. Sebab apa? I nak tahu IP apa yang I pakai. 200 dengan 20. Right? So, these two are the network that available in my router. Kalau ini dua-dua sahaja network yang kita ada. Let's go start configure. 3 line saja. Config T. Router RIP. Network 200.0.0.0. Network 20.0.0.0. Habis. Sebelah kiri, sebelah kanan settle. Ni router 1. Router 1 settle. Now I go to router 0 pula. Sama. Same step. In order for me to configure the routing protocol for router 0, apa command yang I kena pakai? Show IP interface brief. Now I ada 210. So config T, router RIP, network 200.0.0.0, network 10.0.0.0. Alright, so basically itu 3 config, 3 line cukuplah untuk membantu my computers on the left and the right to talk to each other. Let's confirm this. Sekarang, what are we going to do? This is the device sebelah kiri ni kan, laptop 1. So let's try to ping across the network. Kalau across the network sebelah kanan tu pakai 10, isn't it? 10.0.0.1, 2, 3. So let's go to the router 1 first. Boom, reply. 10.0.0.3, reply. Tadi, ni. Tadi mana fail ni? Tadi we had a failure at where? Here, right? 20. Okay, let's test 20 pula. Ping 20.0.0.1. Reply. So you now have a working lab yang mana you can ping from left to right, right to left, and the network is functioning. Inilah step nombor 1 untuk configure router, configure routing protocol, IP address, dan basic setup untuk kita punya network. Alright, that will be the first day of lesson. Berat
Sir,
ya? Ya.
Sir, I nak tanya one question boleh tak? Kenapa
Boleh.
pakai 000 tadi?
Apa dia?
After, kan mulakan you tak boleh ping from left to right and then you did the configuration, you put 000.0.0.
On the router ni eh?
Yes, I nak tanya kenapa you pakai 000?
Dekat
this
sini
one,
kan?
Ya, ya.
Yes. Ini ialah routing protocol. Bila kita configure routing protocol, kita tak bagi nombor IP satu device, tetapi kita bagi nombor IP satu network. Jadi bila you tengok nombor IP dia 200.0.0.1/24 kan? Then you
Yeah.
kena buat subnetting. Subnetting ni very easy, tapi nak ajar over macam ni dekat online payah bang, sorry . I tak tahu lah, I dah try a few wrongs. But basically, okay, what is subnetting is about? Subnetting, dia mathematics. Kalau I bagi you /24, subnet. I bagi you IP address, katakan 200.0.0.2. I suruh you calculate. You boleh tahu dari sini, apakah kita punya subnet address, apakah kita punya network address. Tadi I letak network address kan? Ni lah sebab kenapa I letak 200.0.0.0. Sebab dia adalah network address. The reason why it is 200.0.0.0 adalah juga sebab formula matematik. Dia kira and get logic. Nanti tomorrow kita akan look at a sample subnetting calculation. Hari ni, first day, what I wanted to do is I want to introduce to you how to configure a router, how to look at the IP addresses. Sebab dalam exam, CCNA, okay, apa yang dia akan suruh you buat? Macam ni contoh, dia bagi you satu diagram macam ni. Dan dia kata, I cuba ping daripada laptop 0 pergi PC 0. Tapi entahlah, tak lepas. Macam mana? Kenapa tak lepas? Tolong troubleshoot. Tolong kasih fix. Itu soalan dia. So in exam, what they're going to give you? They're going to give you a scenario like this. And then they're going to give you a situation where probably there is no connection between, let's say, laptop 0 and server 0. Why? I don't know lah. Somehow or other don't have connection. So you troubleshoot. Oh, mana mau troubleshoot ni? Where do you start? Number one, always start with the end device. Kata laptop. IP betul tak? I go to lah laptop ni. Look at dia punya IP. Betul tak? Ataupun I go to command prompt. I type IP config. I tengok the IP dia ni. Ada tak dalam yang ni sebelah kiri? Gotta be 10.0.0 something. Yes. The subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Correct. And is there a default gateway? Ini tiga benda paling mustahak. Tak ada DNS, tak apa. But kalau you tak ada default gateway, tak ada IP, tak boleh connect dengan network. That is the reason why it is crucial to have default gateway. And IP address. And subnet mask. Tiga benda saja. Oh, ini betul. Then what I will do? I pergi check. Next, server pula. Check server. Check server. Go to server command prompt. Type IP config. Tengok IP dia 20.0.0.2. Subnet 255.255.255.0. Default gateway 20.0.0.1. Betul lah ni. Apa salah? Tak ada salah pun. Semua betul ni. Very good, very good. Tapi still tak boleh connect. Still tak boleh connect. Katakan lah. Then I have to look at dia punya jalan ni. The router lah. So go to the router. Dalam router apa yang kita nak tengok? Alright. Ini a bit difficult. So some of you guys may not be familiar. Kita ada command like show run. This one kalau you pandai belajar, you bolehlah configure apa yang dia dah configure. Tengok ada RIP. Ada network 10 dengan 200. Kalau salah tu takkan ada connection. Okey lagi. Show IP interface brief. Short form mana tengok apa IP yang I pakai. Okey. Lagi show IP route. Anda tengok apa routing table yang I ada. Ini routing table. Kira bila you look at routers, they must have all the network dalam dia punya table ni. So kalau sebelah kiri ada 10, ada 10. Sebelah kanan ada 20, ada 20. Tengah-tengah ada 200, ada 200. So sebelah kanan, again same process. Pergi router kedua. Show run. Tengok interface ni. Update. Shutdown ke no shut. Ni no shut. Tengok dia punya RIP protocol. Command betul tak? Then show IP interface brief. Tengok dia punya IP address betul tak? Then show IP route. Then tengok routing table semua network ada tak? 10 ada? Ada. 20 ada? Ada. 200 ada? Ada. Okay. So now I know my routers are working fine. My devices are working fine. So kalau I cuba ping now, sepatutnya dia succeed. Let me ping 20002. Okay, success. Tapi apa pula first time dia time out? Yalah, first time dia always time out. Ini adalah protocol ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. So under Address Resolution Protocol, that's how it works.
Sir, aku tanya,
Yes.
kalau antara router tu kalau pakai kabel fiber pun configuration dia sama juga ke?
Tak ada. Kalau kita kata pakai tak pakai router, so how do you gonna connect? You probably gonna connect pakai apa? Maybe switch atau apa? Fiber ni medium saja. Router to router connection tu kita pakai fiber. Tapi kita kena ada router untuk nak configure dia punya route.
So config tak kacau lah kalau pakai tukar kabel lain.
Tak kacau. Kalau you tukar, kata daripada gigabit ni, I tukar pergi serial cable. No problem. Tapi you kena reconfigure lah. Gigabit kasih remove, serial cable kita masuk, IP kita tukar, then routing protocol dia akan jalan.
Faham?
Nah, I tunjuk hari ni RIP routing. Kita kena belajar 4 routing protocol. RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, BGP. Ada 4. Ada lagi ISIS, IGRP, ada lagi Lexmark protocol, ada banyak Banyan Wine, Apple Route. Tapi kita tak payah tahu semua. As long as you know RIP, lepas tu RIP ni yang kecil-kecil, you boleh anggap lah RIP ni macam, you know, playground, children play. Kalau EIGRP, OSPF, ini besar. So kalau children play, small, apa berarti small? Small company. Small company yang I maksud ni pun ada 200-500 orang pekerja. Jangan salah faham. So when I say a large company yang pakai EIGRP dengan OSPF, siapa tu large company tu? Contohnya, katalah you pakai Felcra, yang tu semua large lah. Maxis, DG, Time, Telekom, dia orang punya network dalam tu dia pakai EIGRP, OSPF. Kita kalau main-main kecil-kecil, RIP sudahlah. So you ada RIP, lepas tu yang lebih besar EIGRP dengan OSPF. Ada 3 Nanti kita akan tengok esok. Hari ni I'm just introducing to you. Another 5 more minutes to go, guys. I will stop 8 o'clock. I understand some of you guys kena pergi lunch, kena pergi dinner dan sebagainya. Don't worry. So, with that, routing protocol, bolehlah. We can make sure there is a connection between all devices. In exam, semua soalan-soalan yang involve simulation is all about establishing connection. Ada yang setengahnya you kena configure IP, kena configure routing protocol, kena configure password, kena configure dia punya VLAN, kena configure dia punya bandwidth, clock rate, kena mungkin configure hostname ataupun dia punya action, macam mana nak connect SSH ataupun telnet, access list, wireless, IPv6. Banyak. So those are the configurations yang kita akan belajar for CCNA exam. Yang ini basic, paling mustahak, everybody must know. Kalau yang ni tak tahu, susahlah nak tolong. Alright, I will stop over here. And I'll open up if any question. Kalau so far, boleh faham ke? Boleh follow ke?
Sir, I have one question. For BGP routing protocol, is it included in CCNA or not?
Okay, dalam CCNA exam, BGP you kena faham dia punya teori saja, bang. Practically macam mana nak configure BGP, tak ada lab exam. So, selamatlah. Okay, just briefly lah. Apa beza BGP dengan contohnya macam ni? Sekarang ni tunjuk RIP. Selain RIP kita ada EIGRP. Selain EIGRP kita ada OSPF. Okay. Selain yang ini kita juga ada BGP. BGP. So, kalau you nak faham beza dia kan, macam contohlah RIP company kecil pakai. HRDC OSPF company besar pakai. BGP ni di antara company besar-besar ataupun di antara negara, di antara ISP. So, dalam BGP, okay, nanti kita akan tengok dia punya teori, perbezaan di antara BGP dengan HRDC. I will share with you guys on those things later. So far, boleh faham? If you can understand, thank you so much for your time.
Boleh. Thank you.
Esok kita akan continue samalah pukul 6. Dia 2 jam saja. Join. Tengok lab sikit. Tengok dia punya teori sikit. And then you can practice on your own. For those of you guys yang belum join Telegram group, please join the Telegram group. Dan Telegram group adalah semua PowerPoint slide. Semua packet lab ni. Yang ni pun saya boleh share. Save as. Dia akan save sebagai PKT. Okay, PKT. Kata saya panggil ni sebagai lab full ataupun lab apa CCNA NTW lab 1. Ya, ada save kan? So kalau ada save yang ini, yang ada save ni, dia simpan dekat mana? Dia simpan dekat sini kan? Alright. So jadi, okay, what I can do, I can share this lab dalam Telegram. Nanti download daripada Telegram. You can practice this lab.
partial local anesthesia. சில பேர் கண்ணுக்கு மட்டும் கொடுப்பாங்க, சில பேர் எந்த பாட்டோ அந்த பாட்டுக்கு மட்டும் கொடுப்பாங்க, சில பேர் ஃபுல்லா கொடுப்பாங்க. ஃபுல்லா கொடுத்தாங்க. அது அப்புறம் எல்லாம் முடிச்சு.
Okay. Alright, so I dah share lab 1 dekat dalam Telegram group. Bolehlah pergi ambil dekat Telegram group. Nanti dah install packet tracer. You can look at the lab and you can also try it on your own. I thank everyone for your participation and your patience and also attention. 5 hari ni tolonglah ikut for full 5 days. Baru dia akan issue certificate daripada NTW HRDC. And thank you so much for your time and attention. Kalau ada apa-apa salah dan silap, saya minta maaf. Selain daripada itu, if you have any questions and query, you boleh WhatsApp ataupun query dalam Telegram group kita juga. Okay. Any question?
Thank you.
No.
Okay, as last one, tolong saya semua kawan-kawan, all of you all, I minta all of you all tolong buka kamera for 1 minute. Ini untuk HRD Corp, dia nak attendance. Jom kita semua buka kamera for 1 minute. 1 minute.
Kalau saya tak ada kamera macam mana, Tuan?
Tak apalah.
Tak apa
Janji yang semua yang ada tu adalah. Selain tu, of course I'm taking in all your attendance. So tolong kita semua turn on camera for a minute. 1 minute. Tak lama. 30 second. Lepas tu kita dah boleh wrap up for the day. Thank you so much for everyone's attention. Last 2 jam ni. Thank you. Alright. So cheer up guys. Sorry this class is gonna be boring. I tell you, kalau you nak cari kelas yang fun, kelas yang nak lawak, I boleh buat lah. Tapi ni CCNA, I tak ada masa 2 jam, I kena cram kau. Jadi, I'm not going to be making a lot of jokes. But practically, what I want you to see, apa a network engineer buat. So I hope you guys can faham lah. Kita configure router, configure switch. Stay tuned with me for the next 5 days. Along the way, bila ada masa, I will share with you dari mana you boleh dapat funding, ataupun boleh dapat training, ataupun boleh dapat resources untuk exam, untuk nak claim. Sekarang ni, MDEC tengah bagi funding untuk claim exam. Tapi you kena bayar ambil exam, pass, lepas tu claim lah. Boleh juga, why not? Give a try. At least 50% of your cost dia sudah tanggung. Selain daripada MDEC, HRD Corp sekarang National Training Week, ada banyak lagi lah. So, maybe there also you guys can get your resources. Other than that, siapa-siapa yang berminat nak ambil CCNA, lepas tu kata nak buat CCNP, CCIE, those of you guys who are, dream, then follow me, keep in touch. I will from time to time, saya dah 20 tahun ajar TCC ni. I dah ajar more than, I think 5,000 people on CCNA. I already had about more than at least few hundred candidates yang become certified directly under me from CCNA. I think maybe that touch about 500 lah. So this is what I can give you guys, get you guys to become certified, get you guys with the knowledge. Also, kita boleh network lah. I can introduce to you job opportunities in networking field. Man-man lah. Networking ni I tengok satu je. Bukan semua orang minat. Bila dah minat, dia tak nak lepas. Those people who are not related with networking, yalah, for them it's a different field. But those of you guys who in networking, no lah, it's a very... So follow through. Keep in touch. Sampai last day, I will share with you macam mana you boleh claim your exam voucher for free. I boleh tunjuk lah, tapi nasib lah. Bukan semua orang akan dapat, but mana-mana dapat, ambil lah. In the last 20 years, I dah tolong more than, I would say, close to about 20,000 people get certified for free from government. Ini semua government bagi, ambil lah. You nak bayar sendiri, bayarlah. Other than that, thank you so much for your time. So everybody, tolong clap hands. Kita akan wrap up. Thank you. Bye. All right. See you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Yes, sir.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.